matter how fucking good your product is if no one gets to the point of experiencing it. If you can't do a good enough job in your marketing and in your sales process to show somebody that this product actually does what you say it does, and that doesn't just happen in the sales process, that also happens in the marketing, then they're never going to buy from you.
Welcome to episode 147 of the Success School podcast. Today, we are ranking the best and worst ways to sign new clients. We're actually going from worst to best, but all of the methods that we present today, they're great methods. Steph, how are you feeling?
I mean, they're great methods. They do work, but some work better than others, which is exactly why we're running this episode. I feel great. I feel excited to talk through all of these methods and give listeners a lot of value.
Do you want to talk us through the concept of most of these methods? Because I think there is a bit of a preconceived idea through a lot of people, especially our clients, where they think that you do marketing, sign clients. What actually happens? Is it like a hand raise or like kind of what's the process to this?
So to your point, I think a lot of people think that because I'm making noise on the internet and I'm trying to find clients, therefore people should just want to buy from me. Yep. And that's very 2020, 2022 kind of Instagram thinking, you know. The market has changed. The economy is tighter. We're in a trust recession, regardless of what you see online. People are taking longer to make commitments and buy things. They're doing their research and they're doing their due diligence. And what that means is that you are probably going to have more interaction with people than ever before in order to get them to buy from you. And I think that what happened was that throughout that 2020 to 2022, like social media boom, you could just put a post up and sign clients. You could just make money pretty effortlessly on the internet. But I just want to be really clear, like that time has ended. And if you are struggling to make money online, it's probably because you're still behaving that way. You're still posting content and expecting that you should sign clients. If you're getting a lead in a DM, you're expecting that they should pay and you're frustrated that they're not. That's just not the way it is anymore.
Yeah, let's talk about the trust recession. I actually did see someone argue against our trust recession post recently, and they're like, nah, man, you just need a good product and you'll sell. The days of just having a good product and selling are far over. There is a massive trust recession out there. You don't just need to have a good product. You need to have mad trust because everyone's been fucked by business coaches.
Yeah.
Is there anything to add to that?
Yeah. My face is like making that, if you're not watching on YouTube, my face is making the very like aggressive, like, what the fuck? Mindset face at the moment. It doesn't matter how fucking good your product is if no one gets to the point of experiencing it. Like we have an exceptional product, right? Like we literally have people who come into our pipeline and they say, hey, Steph, I know 5 people that are in Success School right now. Oh, they all say it's amazing. I'm so close to the edge and like, I really, really want to buy. And like, it's so good. I'm just wondering. And they have all these like weird little objections, right? And that's totally fine. You're allowed to have objections and we have space for that within our process. But the truth is that we have an exceptional product. They've been referred by multiple people who have said it's exceptional. We have hundreds of raving testimonials, reviews, video testimonials everywhere on our website. Our product is good, but if people don't fully trust that it's right for them, if you can't do a good enough job in your marketing and in your sales process to show somebody that this product actually does what you say it does, and that doesn't just happen in the sales process, that also happens in the marketing, then they're never going to buy from you. So it doesn't matter how fucking good your product is if no one gets to access it.
Yeah, I fully agree.
So, should we get into today's ranked advice? We are going worst to best advice to sign new clients.
Let's start with number 7. So that is email marketing. It is still a great method to sign clients. I'll go into some details on this, but essentially where most people go wrong with email marketing is they are really not sending enough emails. They kind of treat it as an afterthought. It's not like a marketing strategy of theirs. And we actually met someone in Miami the other week and he was an email marketing specialist. And Steph, do you just want to speak to that and on why he said most people don't make sales with email?
I actually asked him directly. I was like, is email dead? And obviously, I mean, it's in his best interest to say, no, of course not. But he was like, no. What's happened with email is that like everyone realized that you needed to build an email list probably in the last 2 to 3 years with Instagram accounts being shut down and people realizing that they couldn't just rely on Meta ads or just their Instagram account and they wanted to continue to repurpose and retarget their email subscribers. But the problem is that when everyone starts doing something, it gets flooded. So if you're listening to this episode, I can guarantee you that when you open up your emails every morning, there's a bunch of shit that you don't open and that you mass delete. And it's not because you hate the product or you hate the company or whatever. It's because you're busy and you only have time to open emails that make the most sense for you in that moment, in that day. The reason that most email marketing is dead is because your subject line has to be exceptionally good if you're trying to get somebody to open that email. Like, it has to be something that's going to make them go, oh, damn, I really need to take time out of my day to read this. And I can tell you what it's definitely not going to be. It's not going to be AI slop. Like, we see this like often when we review our clients' emails, and this is no shade on our clients. Like, you know, you're getting started and you're trying and it's awesome. But sometimes when you're like, okay, I just need to get email marketing done and I'm just going to go into AI and get it to write something generic for me and put it out there so that I have something going out this week. Like, you are literally contributing to the problem of why no one is opening emails, okay? And so I highly recommend, one, increasing frequency only when you have the right quality. And two, literally you could have the world's best email, but no one's going to open it if your subject line is wrong. So there's definitely a way to do email marketing. If you look at the big dogs in the world right now, like Cody Sanchez, Matt Gray, Jeremy Haynes, a lot of these people have a weekly newsletter where they literally just give value, where the only thing that they do in that email is just like, here's an update on what's happening. Here's where I'm at in my life. Here's what's going on for me right now. And it's like a weekly subscriber email list. Outside of that, they really only do like hardcore email marketing during launches. And so it's like they've made their one email so valuable and so awesome. I think one's probably not enough per week, because if someone does mass delete it, they have to wait another week to hear from you. So I think if you can do high value emails a couple of times a week, you're probably going to crush your email list. If your business feels like it's growing, but you also feel like you're one bad month away from stressing the hell out, then this is worth 30 seconds. At Successful, we have helped over 1,000 service businesses to install a system that brings in 10 to 20 new clients every single month without relying on referrals. And we're so confident that it works that we offer a 30-day love it or leave it guarantee. So if you join and you don't love it, you can leave in the first 30 days, no questions asked. So go ahead and book a free scale session at startsuccessschool.com, and our team will review your business and hand you a roadmap to start signing new clients as soon as next week and dominating your market by the end of next month.
So I signed up with a guy called Frank Kern probably about 7 years ago. I learned email marketing from him. He had a really cool sequence called a Super Slam. And the name basically means there's 11 or 12 emails in a 7-day period. All of the emails are super short. All of the subject lines are high curiosity based. And then they're driving you to a landing page. So he uses a little bit differently rather than trying to sell directly in email. He's capturing attention in the email and then driving them off to a landing page from there to make sales. There's two other ways. You've got a 9-word email campaign. Essentially, that's 9 words, piquing curiosity. They reply to you. And then we also have a cash campaign. A cash campaign, how that works is essentially on Monday, you're saying, hey, something's coming. Tuesday, you're giving proof that it works. Wednesday, you open cart. Thursday, you ask, do you have any questions? And then Friday, you say, all good things come to an end. So there are 3 real ways that you can make sales with emails. If you want some more information on any of those or how you can implement them in your business, send us a message on Instagram.
Let's get into number 6, ranked worst to best advice to sign clients. Let's go into SMS. So, Tim.
Yeah, SMS is pretty similar to email. You just have less characters, so you can only do 140 characters. I think it's one of the most underutilized methodologies. A lot of people feel like they're invading someone's privacy when they're shooting a message. Just in terms of conceptually understanding SMS marketing, it's not like you're trying to sell someone shit in SMS, like by sending out a text blast of, 600 words and you're trying to sell them on your offer. What you'd want to think about here is someone's raising their hand that they have a problem, then you're going back and forward with them, and then you're going to book them in for a call. Typically, how we use SMS marketing is we are marketing people to come to our workshops or webinars. And then from there, we're also asking if they have a problem. Say, hey, are you still looking to grow your business? They reply yes. Then our team will outbound them from there. Very simple. Probably don't need to go into this too much. Where you can use this in terms of tactically is probably 1 to 3 times a week you could do. I know a lot of people do it a lot less than that. So like once every month or 2 months or something like that. So it really depends.
Let's get into strategy number 5, which we've ranked Google Ads as strategy number 5.
Yeah. Google Ads are great. What you want to think about with Google Ads is, I know a lot of like trades and service businesses are like, man, this is way more effective than Meta, which I fully understand, but it's also way more competitive for that. So typically with Google Ads, you're only going after the 3% of in-market buyers. Steph, can you tell us about in-market buyers versus out-of-market buyers?
So you've got to think about intent here. So if somebody is going onto Google to type in cleaner in my local suburb, they are actively looking for someone to clean their house, probably in a very short time frame. If your business comes up, you're probably going to win that client, provided you have good sequences in the back end, which I'll talk about shortly. But the truth is that a lot of the time, people are so busy, they're not even thinking about cleaning their rugs, or it's just on the very, very bottom of their to-do list. And if they constantly had an ad popping into their Facebook feed that was like, oh my God, these kinds of ads absolutely like make me want to buy everything. But like, if you like steam clean a carpet and they show you the like before as it's going, dude, if that was popping up on my feed, I'd be like, oh my God, my carpets need cleaning. And then I'd probably just book, right? So I would be an out of market buyer because I'm not thinking I need to get my carpets cleaned today, but I am realizing by looking at your video that I do need my carpets cleaned. And actually that would be super helpful. So 97% of people are out of market buyers. They're, I'll put that onto my bottom of my to-do list. I'll come back to it when I have time, and will book when they see your ad on Facebook, but aren't actually going to Google to search getting that solution. But here's the thing. Google ads are wasted money if you're not the first to respond. We found a statistic recently that said 78% of Australian buyers will pick the first person who comes back to them after submitting an inquiry on a website for a service. And there's another statistic that says that you will have a 391% increase in conversions by simply being the first to reply. So if you are going to spend money on Google Ads, you need to make sure that you have automated processes in the back end, or you have someone there that is going to be able to call, text, email that person straight away, because otherwise you're just throwing money into somebody else's pocket.
All right, let's get into number 4. So we've got referrals, but this is an active referral push, not just like passively referrals come to me type situation. So I just wanted to get into this and maybe just talk about experiences of what could go wrong with referrals. So previously we've done a bunch of referrals for Success School. Sometimes it always leaves you with that feeling that they were kind of going to sign up anyway, and that you've actively given out cash for people to sign up. And then you also get in the situation of people will sign up and then they'll be like, yo, that's my friend. That's my referral. And then they'll claim a referral thing. So it's quite hard to track these things, and you need to be prepared to probably pay people sometimes when they were going to sign up anyway, especially if you've got like a high ticket service type thing. For us in the past, this really hasn't dictated too much of where people are going to sign up or not. I don't think it's been super effective in our coaching business, but it's been very effective in our gym.
Yes.
So I'll go into the example of our gym. So we used to run Bring a Friend weeks, and then that turned into Bring a Friend fortnights. What would happen from there is we'd say, every friend you bring in for a session, we'll give you a chance, or like a raffle ticket. And essentially the raffle would be something great. So we'd give away like an iPad, or we'd give away a holiday to Bali, or we'd give away something great. This would give us, I'm not even kidding, probably like 30 to 60 people would get brought in throughout that week. Then from there, we would make them a no-brainer offer. So we'd be like, yo, 1 month of training's $99. And then we would get them in our ecosystem from there. So that's a good way to do it. The other way to do it is you can give them an incentive. So work out how much they would spend, or you would spend, to acquire that client on Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it is. And then you'd rather pay your clients that money than give it to Mark Zuckerberg.
So let's talk about the reason why that works in a gym and not in a coaching business.
Yeah.
I think that in a gym, it's normal to refer your gym. It's normal to be like, hey man, come down and train. Like, it's awesome. Like, I train here every day. Like, it's really natural to do that. But when you're telling somebody to, hey, you should come along and invest a hell of a lot of money into this coaching program simply because I said so that I could win a holiday. And that person then joins and then doesn't have a good experience, and you've sold something relatively high ticket. That person now feels ick that they got a Bali holiday. It's like a bit ick, right? Like you're probably hearing me, like it feels the ick, yeah? And so those sorts of things don't typically work as well for coaching businesses. Now, I want to be really clear because I think there's a few different things here. One, referral partnerships. So if we were to make a partnership with our favorite accountant, as an example, and he was to send us clients, that makes sense because those people weren't in our world. And the way that you would know that those referrals were made would be like they would have to include you in an email together or something like that, right? Then you also have affiliates. Now, that's a different thing altogether where it's like, hey, if you get your friend in as well, we'll pay you, a percentage of whatever they sign up with, which is more so what most people kind of refer as like referral marketing. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and there's a lot of different ways to do it wrong. Before we move on, I just want to talk to one thing. Yes, this can work exceptionally well, but you also have to be really mindful on how much it costs you on the front end. So how much you actually willing to spend to acquire the client. Because if you're going to be dishing out $1,000 or $1,500 or 20% of what you earn to acquire the client from somebody else, that's 20% that you're not going to receive, and that makes you 20% less profitable. So it's really important to run the numbers. Strategy number 3 is organic Instagram. I don't think organic is dead. I just think that you have to work so much harder to get a result on organic than you ever used to have to do before. So all of our friends that crush it on organic, and we have friends crush it, they don't need to run ads, they just make heaps of money on organic. They're posting 3 to 5 times every single day, without fail. So if you are not willing to become a content creator, to create content like it's your job, and you don't have the capacity to do that, then I think that organic Instagram is a really good thing to do, because it's we call it your business card, right? If someone goes from your ad to your website, registers for your thing, they're probably going to go check you out on your social media accounts and just make sure that you're the real deal, yeah? And so they'll go and they'll have a little look. And so we kind of see our social media, or Instagram especially, as our business card for our company, where you can come and kind of get to know us, what we're about, how we do things. But I would not recommend relying on it for consistent leads and sales, because you may have a home run month where you get a ton of posts go viral, or you get a ton of leads and inquiries, and then a slow month the next month. It's really, really hard to build a predictable pipeline on Instagram. And so the reason it's number 3 is because it can work, but you have to work really hard to make Instagram work for you these days. Just a quick break. If you want to add 10 to 20 new clients to your business every single month, then this is for you. At Success School, we help business owners just like you install a predictable pipeline that keeps you fully booked all of the time. And we have a 30-day love it or leave it guarantee, which means that if you join and you don't love it, you can leave in the first 30 days, no questions asked. We're offering free scale sessions where our team will show you exactly how to install this system into your business so that you can build the pipeline for yourself. Click the link below or head to startsuccessschool.com and book yours now. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, I'll just add in the lead generation component of this. So we just built a roadmap on how to get to 200K months in a coaching or service business. If you guys want a copy of that, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll send it over to you. But essentially, it breaks down lead generation. So from 0 to 20K months, you need to be getting at least 50 leads per week from social media or whatever generation you're at. So if you're not generating 50 leads a week, and what I mean from that is people downloading your lead magnet, name, email, number, and then following up them, it's going to be very hard for you to reach 20K months, because you're just going to need that volume of new people always coming in your funnel. Every level up from there is another 50 leads a week. So eventually, as you guys get higher, closer towards 200K months, you're going to need something like 300 leads a week. Very hard to do on organic content alone consistently, unless you're going mega viral all the time. So typically, people that just rely on organic content and referrals, they never get there because they don't have that stream of constant leads coming in the funnel for you to warm up. I just wanted to go through the example of our friend Kitty. She's got, I don't even know how many followers, a lot.
200-ish?
Yeah, yep. 200,000, constantly going viral. Some of her posts get 800 comments on them of people opting into her stuff. That's fantastic. And then you look at someone like Steph and myself. Steph's got 40K followers. I've got 14K followers, but we sell something much higher ticket. So typically B2C is easier to go viral or create massive audiences because there's more people that are interested in it. Where B2B, there's a smaller subset of people. So there's less virality and there's less likelihood that you're going to generate a whole bunch of leads. So you need to think about where your business sits. Do you sell to consumers or do you sell to businesses? Because that's going to really dictate your social media. Then when someone's buying a high ticket product like Success School, typically you want higher quality content. Higher quality content typically generates higher trust in a brand. The higher the amount of thing you spend, the better your social media needs to look. And then if you sell more cheaper stuff, it can be a little bit cheaper. Maybe Steph, do you want to go into the person that we know, and we don't want to name names, but they sell a very low ticket thing and their content looks very low ticket, which is okay.
Yeah. I heard someone talk about this recently and I thought it was really relevant. I think you can still do high quality content with an iPhone, just to be really clear. But there are some people who have, filters on their content that they put out, and it looks a bit cheap and it looks a bit tacky. And it doesn't matter if you sell something cheap, because people don't really care what it looks like. They just want access to the thing, and the thing is so valuable. They're like, oh my God, amazing. And so if you sell something for $17 or $24 or whatever, you can afford to have cheap looking content. You can afford to have tons of stuff. Bloody hell, you can use AI generated images. It literally probably doesn't matter, okay? Because people want the thing because it's cheap and it's easy to access. The more high ticket you are, the more that somebody is going to be like, is this person going to fuck me over? Yeah. Is this person going to fuck me over? Is this person going to rip me off? And they're going to be looking for ways to distrust you. They're going to be looking for the red flags. They're going to be actively seeking out in every video they watch, like, oh, is this my person? Oh. And you just don't want to give them any of those things. So if it just comes down to like little things like, we have this conversation regularly, but like, brush your bloody hair.
Yeah.
Put a lick of makeup on, like,
simple shit.
Wear a shirt that doesn't have food stains, like just little things that
make sure lighting's good.
Try your hardest to make the lighting look good. Again, you can record on your iPhone. There's nothing wrong with that, but get the lighting right, brush your hair, like those sorts of things that just create trust so much faster. It's just like you putting in that little bit of extra effort is going to make someone go, oh, look, they're putting in the effort here, so I can guarantee that they're going to put in the effort to serve me or to work with me in my business.
And number 2, you might have guessed it, or you might have thought it would be number 1, but it is Meta Ads. In my opinion, the best ads platform there is, because you can target those 97% of people that are not in market at the moment. You can build a massive list. It's relatively cheap. It's simple and easy to do. You might disagree with that, and some of my clients might actually disagree with that as well, but it is very simple and easy to do. I'm not going to go into it too much just because we have probably done it to death on this podcast.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah. Ad nauseum. So you guys are probably aware if you've listened to this. So let's get into number 1. Steph, do you want to do the big reveal of what number 1 is?
Yeah.
And why it's so good?
Yeah, absolutely. This may come as a surprise to most of you because as Tim said, we do mostly talk about Meta Ads. But number 1, in terms of the best way to sign clients, ranked number 1 is long form content. Exactly like this podcast that we are producing today.
Yep.
And exactly like YouTube, webinars, anything that's like a longer form experience of you is the best way to sign clients in this economy, in this moment right now.
So there was a recent study by Google, and they found that to increase trust, brand loyalty, and make sales easier, you had to hit a couple of key metrics. So it was 7 hours of content watched over 11 touch points across 4 channels. So 7 hours of content is pretty self-explanatory. 11 touch points is like 11 different pieces of content or video or whatever it is. And then 4 channels is it can be text, can be email, can be YouTube, whatever it is. So the fastest way to get that is with long form. So if someone watches 7 one-hour YouTubes of yours, you're going to hit that really quickly. So think about a 10-second reel, how many reels it would take to watch for someone to build trust in you. And if you think about a lot of the biggest info brands or the biggest service brands or the biggest personal brands, coaches, whatever they are, they have a cranking long form content because a lot of the selling is done up front. So anyone that watches or listens to our podcast and they're remotely interested in coaching with us, the sales calls are relatively pretty simple because it's more of a logistical, is this going to work for me? How does it work? Whereas someone that comes in ice cold, it's a very different sales call and a different proposition. So thank you guys for listening to this podcast because you guys are the best clients.
So let's talk a little bit about something really tactical for you to take away today is like, how do you generate enough 7-Eleven for? Like, how do you do it? So 7 hours of content is similar to what Tim said today. Like literally we've had clients that have come through that have said, hey, I listened to one episode of your podcast and then I binged it on a long drive. You could get that done in 1 to 2 days. So that's your 7 hours of content done. 11 touch points. 11 touch points can be so many things. So it can be that they've consumed some of your content on Instagram. It can be that they've seen you on Facebook. It can be that they've received emails from you. It can be that they've watched your YouTube. It can be that you've reached out via text. It can be that you message them on Instagram. So touch points are literally touch points. Like how many times has your brand actually touched them, which sounds really bad, but that exactly that. And then 4 channels. So I really want to break this down. We have our podcast. We have our YouTube growing very slowly for the personal brands. So
head over there, guys.
Please,
give us a sub.
Please go give us some love on our individual brands. We have email marketing. We have Facebook ads. We have Instagram. We have a lot of them. Okay, so we're definitely overdoing it on the channels part. When we look at most of our clients, when they first come into our world, they're usually doing 1 or maybe 2 channels. So they might be just doing Instagram and maybe sending some AI generated emails, right? And so we want to, the fastest way, it's called time on brand, the fastest way to get somebody to consume all of this time on your brand is to keep continually putting your brand in front of them. The easiest ways to do that are email, So once they opt in on something, sending them emails that are sending them to different things. So not just trying to sell them a sales call with you, but sending them to a YouTube video, sending them to a webinar replay that you've done, sending them to a short form video that explains your methodology or your process. Emails that get them consuming your content. And then secondly, you want to be running ads so that you can be in front of them all the time. I'm sure that if you listen to this podcast, you probably see a lot of our faces, I hope. And so that's because we want to be front of mind when you're having a business problem. We want to be the people that you come to when you realize that you do want to generate more leads and sales from your business and you do want it to be more effortless. And long form is the fastest way to get that time on brand and therefore the fastest way to convert a client.
All right, guys, just in summary here. So number 7, email. Number 6, SMS. Number 5, Google Ads. Number 4, referrals. Number 3, IG organic. Number 2, meta ads. And number 1, the king, long form. We'll see you guys next week. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate every single one of you guys for listening to each episode. And on that note, I want to ask you a favor. If you got some value from this episode and you're new around here, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're on. Also, share it with a friend. That's how we grow around here. See you next week.